Oh, is it windy as fuck? I'm outside. I'm just outside doing like a video photo shoot. Would you say it is? Video shoot. My name's Cal Eleanor. I'm from Sunderland. I've lived in Grinham my whole life, which is just a little council estate just up the road from where I was born in the hospital. I live in Roker now, where I've lived the past 3 years, and I'm a mixed martial arts fighter. James, I hope you're ready on September 27th, because I'm coming to take your head off. You can't attack a shot at all, and you've never felt power like I've got before, so guaranteed, 100%, you're getting peeled off the canvas, mate. Can't wait, September 27th, you're getting your head took off. Oh, you see how fucking stupid my car key is? I've got to put this, I snapped the key, so I have to put the key into there. Look, I'll show you. I have to fucking put that into there and then drive like that. It's fucking ridiculous. I dropped this the other week and it went underneath the seat, under the rails, and I was like outside Asda and I was like, fuck. If I didn't get this out, I'm stuck here all night in my car. I was like, shit, so I like, had like loads of different things. There's like a spoon in there that I used to kind of like fucking prise it out with like some other thing. It was ridiculous. I was there for like an hour and a half, like by myself, screaming in the car, like sweating. It's fucking horrible. So I put a hard session in now with Fisher on the pads, bang some mitts for a bit. So that's about, we start about 5:15, and then the class starts at 6 till about 7:30. Over to left. Just 10. Been henching here, lad. Been hitting the fucking gym, like boy. Size of them guns, man. Look, you'll want to get this on. Receding hairline competition.
Time, man! Match is finished!
No, you know the eyebrow, man. You're a fucking cheap fish. Oh, no, you're cheap.
There's your hair right now. That's good. 12 centimetres.
What are you doing, man? No, what are you doing with that team? What are you doing with that team?
That was 12?
No, it wasn't. I've just seen it flick my
Really? You got the biggest forehead in here?
Let's have a look. Come here.
That's Carl.
I'm buzzing you going bald, me.
You said they're not creepy, good people over here.
It deserves
He was always coming, he was just waiting for him, son.
Tony Mustard sitting there just cute buzzing.
Botox in the back of his head.
Fucking getting them wrinkles fucking pulled out. Yeah. Yeah. Go on, Fanny. Whoever wins, have a choke with the bandage. Whoever wins this triangle ball. Oh, to me. Oh, game over. To one, Timmy.
He's problem.
Beautiful, lads. One, two, push out, jab. That's pretty good. So watch, that's all we're doing. Jab, 1, 2, out, jab. Look at my feet. Jab on the spot. 1, 2, out, jab. That's it. Got it? No more external jumps, no more movement, nobody doing this, no leaning. Perfect center for now. You got it?
I'm glad, like, obviously fucking getting into it when I did, when it was so, like, what, 10 years ago, whatever it was now, you know, and still to see it now is awesome, man. It's good to have been a part of it when no, especially around here, no one knew what it was, you know, so it was, I'd say I did MMA and they were like, because I came from boxing background, so I'd be seeing the lads who knew us from that, like, oh, I'm going to fight in MMA, and they'd be like, oh, karate. I'd be like, no, it's like MMA, it's everything, and they'd be like, wearing a karate suit and that. You didn't give a shit for that, but sick, right?
Maybe like late in the third, early fourth, I'm just going to stick it on him. Just get him gussy. Just stay on him.
Wrestling him up, alright.
So I'm just going to
Wrestling him up.
in and out all the time, just flinch him like at all time, because he's like a Thai fighter, isn't he? So you like want to walk us down, the cage is massive, I'll just hop about him.
I think your cage presence is stronger, you know, and if when you're not, if you do feel like, oh, at range he's catching you a bit and you think, oh, it's a bit unsafe, grind him out, mate, because you're strong as fuck in that thing, you are. 100%.
Was it? Keep the weight facing the left, flip it on, do it up there, and then just don't even hold it. I just hold my fingers under it. Put your like left finger like that, with that. That keeps it like pushed in, and then just pull it right back, and then release.
It's fucking awesome, this one.
Keep it underneath, and then just keep that finger just so it keeps pushed in, and then
Kill some naughty fucking cats or something with this, couldn't you? Fucking hell, it's powerful as fuck.
What do you want to?
You get the time in, like,
let's get the jump rope. Let's go jump on feet.
yeah, me first then.
Boss is still emerging.
Ready?
My family basically had a massive impact on me in fighting. Like, I feel like it's a lot of circumstances that kind of motivate people sometimes, and I feel in my life, the kind of upbringing I've had, I feel like that's what's made me motivated to be a better person, motivated to be a better fighter as well. Like, I kind of just, like, obviously a lot of people don't know, like, my mum's got multiple sclerosis. She's had that since before I was born. So I've grown up caring for her, and like that kind of like, I don't know, that kind of just always like was me like fuel to me fight kind of thing. Like, I would see how hard she had it, and then my kind of struggles day to day didn't seem as severe, you know. Like, I would see my kind of things that I thought were a big deal, and then I'd see her, and then I'd just think, oh well, like, you know what I mean, like, my problems are not even problems, it's just me being just a selfish dickhead really, and being self-centered. So it was kind of always like a reality check, and that's kind of what always makes me just want to like just do her proud and just say like she's like raised good people. Like, my mum was told to not even try and have kids, you know, like it says like it's not even worth the repercussions of you doing it, what will affect you if you do. And she had me sister then 6 years after had me, and so it's just like I just want to do really well for her to make her proud. Like, that's one thing like that had a massive impact on me. And also, like, obviously when I was growing up, I was just a rogue, you know, and I kind of rebelled a bit, and I just didn't do well at school. I didn't really go to school at all. I was always in trouble, and I was just being a waster, and that kind of, like, I say now, how much it was affecting family, and just not even putting, like, I was just being selfish. And then obviously, like, took time away, like, and just really like used MMA to put all my attention to, and that's kind of changed us and made us such like a better person all round. Like I just feel like I'm so much compassionate now, and I feel like it's having that kind of upbringing that's really like made us the person I am. Like I feel like I've got a good heart, and I feel like I do things like I'm an emotional person as well. Like a lot of my judgments are done by emotions and stuff, and I feel like that's why, like, I don't know, I love fighting. It's something that I feel like I can just go and do, and it's just 100% me, and there's just like no one kind of like no restraints. I can just be myself, and like that's one thing that I've always done that I succeeded at. Like I boxed and I succeeded there. I won fights there, and like especially MMA now. Like I'm fighting on huge stages, massive platforms now, and like when I look back to where I've been, I just think like how it's crazy. Like sometimes I just think, how have I even ended up here? Like from where I was, and then just thinking like it's mad. Sometimes I take a look as a like an outsider looking in. I think like, God, like I've done actually really well for myself. Like, and it's like, even though all the time like I've had people putting us down, like disregarding my skill level or whatever, or whatever it is, but people don't really see how hard I work. Like I feel like that's one thing that I've always got, you know, and that's one thing that I've got from my family, just seeing like how hard work can get you things. Like I just feel like that's one thing that I'll always work more than my opponents, and I kind of learnt that from them. Like I don't know, I just feel like my family's the fuel to me fire, 100%, like massive impact on me fighting. The same as now, like I've got kids of my own, and I just feel like I just want to be someone for them. Like I just want to have a legacy, and I want to kind of just show them like it doesn't matter what kind of cards you dealt, like you can. It's same as kids locally as well. Like I get people coming up to us now, like saying like I had a woman today, I'd never seen her before in my life, and she come up to us and she was like buzzing that I'd complimented her on our boxing training in the gym this morning. I was like, that was just something that I thought was wouldn't about, but she was like, no, like I know who you are, and that like she put a status on about us and tagged us in and everything. I added us on Facebook, I didn't even have her, and just stuff like that. So it's like, you know, like you're getting in these positions and you kind of reach things and you can motivate people, and that to me is something what I've always wanted. You know, I was a kid who had like pretty much nothing. I was started boxing, harding out. I was just a little trampy kid, you know. In the gym, I was just someone else's gloves, just all that stuff, you know, and just wanted to just be someone. And like finally now, it's after all the years, all the hours spent in the gym, I'm finally getting there and getting noticed for my hard work. So like that's all I want. I just want a legacy for my family to see like you can be someone, and you can work hard and get to where you want to be, and I just want to be, realistically, the thing I want to be is I want to be someone that you can be proud of. That's the impact they are.
Hello, Stressy.
What? It's in low. Aim's best mate. What do you want? No, you can't have this. What are you doing? Did you enjoy your hobby now?
Yeah.
Was it lovely? Children, what's your favourite dinosaur? T-Rex. Is it?
That's
I thought it was a Triceratops. Triceratops the other day, wasn't it? I love dinosaurs. Realistically, if I win this fight, they've already said about giving us a new contract on loads more money, because like they're gonna have to as well, because realistically there's only like 6 months left on my contract, so they're gonna have to give us more fights as well, because I'm halfway through me fight. After this one I got a 4-fight deal, but in regard to time wise there's like literally like 6 months left, so it's like, well, there's no way I'm gonna get both of them fights in that 6 months realistically after this one, because it's gonna be by the time of the camp. I mean, I said, if I'm not injured, I'll fight December. They've got a card up here in December. So I said, if I'm not injured, I'll fight then. But it's like, realistically, I definitely want a new contract, because after this, especially if I win, my stock will be low higher, and it's like, well, I'm not fighting for now. Like, I know people, I was saying before, like, I'm fighting main event for this, and I know for a fact I've been lowballed for what I'm getting paid for this, but I'm doing it for the opportunity. But I know people's fought in the prelims, and they're getting paid more than what I'm getting for this main event, you know what I mean? So, and I know he's getting an absolute fortune as well, so realistically they should definitely look after us after this, like.
So basically I work with Carl doing strength conditioning. So we've been working together for 5 months now. Basically the build up to the fight camp, we're working on a good foundation, we're getting Carl stronger. So basically when we're 8 weeks out, that's like when the real training starts. So at the moment we train twice a week, a Wednesday and a Sunday, and the sessions are brought up where we kind of focus on looking at like getting Carl faster, getting him stronger, increasing his overall conditioning. So on one day we concentrate more on like an upper body strength, and then on the second day it's more of a lower body strength, and then we'll filter in speed for lower body, speed for upper body. So basically it's just to improve Carl as an athlete. He's already top of his game. So if my role is to improve him by even 1%, then that could be the difference when he's inside of the cage.
The Bellator call-up came really funny actually. So I was fighting for the AFC title, and then I lost that fight. The day after that fight, so I was sitting there, Fisher, just as blasé as he likes to be sometimes, walking down the street, and he's just like, just randomly comes out with this. I'm walking along, I've got stitches, you can't really see, I've got stitches underneath my eye there, big blue lips, just I look like an absolute sea monster, just absolutely disgusting face, bruises all over, carpet burns on my ass, just feeling like absolute shit, just had 5 fives of pure graft, just hell. Walking down there and just out in the way, just like, I forgot to tell you, Ryzen offered you a fight on New Year's Eve, co-main event to Floyd Mayweather, again when he's fighting Tenshin against Koyoji Horiguchi. If you won last night, obviously you didn't win, so that fight's not happening, but I just thought I'd tell you. And I was like, what are you saying? And he's like, well, so Ryzen wanted to do a champion versus champion fight. So Ryzen got in touch with ACB, and they wanted to fight the ACB champion. Carl Prince had said, well, I know a lad who's fighting for a world title now. So if he wins, because ACB wouldn't release their guy because of contract issues, they said, no, he's signed to us, he's not fighting him. Carl Prince said, well, Carl Elnord's fighting for a world title in South Africa. Would that be a fight you would be interested in if he wins? So they said, actually, I will have a watch, whatever. Yeah, that's a fight we'll take. Yeah, if he wins that fight, then it's world champion versus world champion, AFC champion versus Rising champion. He can fight Kyoji. So obviously Fisher told me that, so I was like, what, are you fucking joking me? I've just fought 5 fives there for absolute peanuts, like literally buttons. And if I'd won, I would have been getting a right lumper on there on New Year's Eve as well in Japan. Like, fighting in Japan's been a massive dream of mine forever, watching early prides and shit like that, watching Rampage Jackson just absolutely run the muck out there, and I was like, that would be me, except I'd be smaller, skinny white guy, but it'd still be awesome, what I mean? I wouldn't have a big dog chin on, but I would still be killing it out there, loving it, like these little Japanese birds just having a laugh and that, and then so basically told us that, so I was like, nah, no way, that's crazy, man. So obviously that fight never ended up happening. Obviously that's when he ended up fighting Darian Caldwell actually, and then obviously that, what happened there, he submitted him, didn't he? And crazy. And then so anyway, that all came about anyway, so that never happened. And then after the fight with Biko, I came back, I still had stitches in my eye underneath. That was when and this says I was on the train, I'd been going to London, I was doing a photo shoot for Master Debonair in London, and I get a text to my phone of one guy, and then a text off my phone of Fisher, Bellator want to sign you, they've got a fight for you. So then I opened the message of the other guy, and it basically says, hi mate, got a really good fight for you, Bellator's coming back, Newcastle, Nathan Grayson is left Cage Warriors now, he's vacated his belt because his Bellator's signed him. He says he doesn't want to fight a weight division that's possibly not going to exist in the UFC anymore. He wants to move up to bantamweight, and he's huge anyway, he's a big lad anyway. So I was like, oh, cool, makes sense, good fighter. Whatever, I said, yeah, said 100%, whatever, I'll fight for whatever money it is, I'm not even bothered, just send the contract and I'll fight this, because he was someone, actually Nathan Grayson was, funnily enough, was someone who I'd watched fight anyway, because he's got a good style. He's aggressive, heavy-handed, explosive guy. I watched him fight Sam Creasy, and when he fought Sam Creasy, I rate Sam Creasy as well. He's a good fighter, and got a good style. He's all round. He's good as well. He's wrestling, he's jits, he's striking. He's a really good fighter all around. So when I seen that fight got announced with Nathan Grayson, I thought, I'll start watching some of his stuff. So I watched some of his fight, and I watched him fighting Arnold Allen, and he was like smashing Arnold Allen until he got beat. And I was like, fucking hell, he's a tough kid. You know what I mean? He is actually a really good fighter. Starched Sam Creasy, knocked Sam Creasy out, didn't he? And then. So I knew who he was, so I was like, fucking hell, like, this is a fucking good fight for me. This is a chance for me to kind of put my name ahead of his, especially with them signing him. I knew they'd be promoting him as like the new guy coming from Cage Warriors champion and stuff. They'd want to put a lot of push behind him, so I thought, oh, well, if I can go in there and beat him, and I feel like I've got a style that can beat him, I thought that's an opportunity for me to get a big win in my first one in the organisation, or at least have an absolute scrap so they know that I can fight. So I thought, let's do it, you know what I mean? And then they signed us, and then obviously I won, and then they offered us another fight straight away. And I still had stitches in my eye, so I was talking to there what I was getting now. I had loads of stitches in my eye there. I still had loads of bumps all over the back of my head and stuff like that. And I was just like, the date that offered us it was the same date as my son's birthday. Like he was unborn at the time, so I was like, you know what, I did that when I fought Declan Williams on ACB. I just had the ban, and then I was still in camp, and then this time I was like, well, what happens if like it's fight week and she gets into labour, or what happens if she gets into labour when I'm on the way there? And I thought, you know what, it's just a fight. Like I've just had a big fight. What's the point? So I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna bother taking the fight. I'll just wait. Waited a while, and then I kept seeing posts about James, and I thought, you know what, I can beat him. Like stylistically, like I'm better at what he's good at, and the things he's not good at, I'm better there as well. Like so I just thought, why not? Like let me be the one fighting him. Like he's fighting all these knackers and whatever, and then I just thought, like, I can beat him, like let me fight him. So I would comment on every post if I see them, or Instagram stories. I would just message Bellator and just say like, I'm the obvious person to put in for this fight here. Realistically, we've got the same record. I've got 2 losses on my record, but everyone knows I've only got 1 loss. Like, you can watch that fight on YouTube against Gareth Bursky, and anybody can see that I won that fight easily. You know, like I dropped him with 1 punch and I didn't even put anything in it. Like I definitely won. I fought him at altitude on short notice. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of them things. You know, it's MMA. It happens, but I'm not asked about it. It's just one of them things. But I just thought it was the perfect matchup to have. We've got pretty much identical records, both got lots of submissions and stuff like that, and I just thought, well, why is he getting all this attention when I'm the one who's been kind of taking these fights, putting myself in these bad situations, and he hasn't? Like, why should he be getting paid an absolute fortune and being a superstar when I can be better than him anyway? So I was like, I want to fight him, let me fight him. And then basically I was commenting all this stuff, and then I got a message one day saying, oh, no, that's what I said. I'd always comment and say, I'll fight James Gallagher, I'll fight him anywhere, but let me fight him in Dublin. That's what I always say, let me fight him in Dublin. Because I just think, like, in my head, like, what would be sweeter than beating James? Would be sweeter beating him in Dublin. And I always said, like, I'm the person, I feel like that could get the better of a lot of people walking out of that, but I think me personally, I'm the kind of person who is going to go there and turn it on in that hostile environment. You know, I feel like I live for them moments, you know, and that's what I want my life to be about. I feel like that's when you truly feel alive, you know, walking out of that. Like, I have a big England flag on, big flat cap on, I'll just walk out there like an absolute G, and I just think, how crazy is that going to be? I'm going to love every second of that. And even if it didn't go my way, like, even if I did lose, who gives a shit? You know, I'm walking out of there, like, how many people in the world can say that they've went to somewhere like that and just fucking enjoyed that moment, you know? Like, that's going to be fucking wild. Like, that's what I was saying, you'd have to chop my arms off to get me out of that fight, because literally, like, no matter what, I'm turning up there and I'm fighting. So I just hope he turns up. But that's one thing. So I was always saying that, and then I just got a message saying, oh, I've got a really big fight for you in Dublin, do you want it? And I thought, oh, well, I tweeted Brian Moore before saying, oh, Brian, I like your style, you know, I wasn't being a dick about it. I'm not that kind of guy, you know. I was saying, I actually give him a compliment. I actually said, I watched your fight, I liked what you did there, it was a sick fight, you below the pressure, nice style, nice movement, tidy hands, this, that and the other. I thought, I fucking want a piece of that. Like, I'm happy to match that kind of fight. Like, I'll happily come in and have that kind of fight with you if you give and have a proper tear up. Like, sign me up because I have some of that. And he messaged back and he was like, oh, sick, I appreciate you fucking saying that. He was really cool about it, actually. He's fucking, I've never met him personally, but that's the kind of person who in my head who's a fighter, you know. So I thought, oh, the messaging is they're going to give us that guy. And then he says, oh, it's the big one, blah blah blah, and will you fight James Gallagher? So straight away I was like, fucking, where do I sign, you know what I mean? Like, send me that shit and I'll sign it now, you know. And then so that was it. So they sent us it, and then straight away and then it was just like, and then it was weird, man. I had a proper mental breakdown. So I signed the contract, not in like a pussy way, you know, like whatever. I signed the contract and whatever, and then I don't know if they'd sent us the contract or whatever, but they definitely confirmed it. They put a post on Instagram of me and him. So I was like, oh, sick. And then they took it off, and I was like, oh no, fucking hell, what's happened? He's pulled out. I was like, no way. And Bellator Europe had the post on, but the Bellator main thing put a post on, but then took it off. So I was messaging Duke Samuel like crazy, saying like, is he fucking pulled out? Like, what the fuck? What's happened? Let us know. And he was like, no, it's definitely happening. So what had happened was they did a flash sale of tickets. So use this code and you can get tickets now, like pre-sale. And then they took it off. So I was like, fuck. So I had a proper meltdown because I was like, there's no way you can fucking give us an opportunity like that, then snatch it away from us, you know what I mean? And then obviously it's fucking coming off, you know what I mean? So, aye. So, there's a status on Facebook. One of the lads from our gym was commenting on it, and basically it was something to do with a palmo. And fucking one of the lads from our gym was saying like, oh, like, the palmo originated in Middlesbrough, which is a common, like, fucking, it's not a fact, but it's a common misconception up here that people think that palmos were made in Middlesbrough. Well, originally, apparently they were made from Scotland, but that's aside from the argument anyway. So one of the lads from our gym was saying, I'm going to get a palmo tonight, blah blah blah. And someone commented on it saying, fucking, palmos are fucking dog shite or whatever, like fucking basically just ripping the shit out of fucking palmos. So one of the lads from our gym was like commenting back saying like, oh, is it fucked up? It's fucking originated in Middlesbrough, it's fucking awesome, like it's in Redcar actually fucking made there, little seaside city, whatever, town I think it is. So anyway, basically this lad had then said, actually you're fucking full of shit, like palmos weren't made in Middlesbrough, they were made in Newton Aycliffe. The guy from Middlesbrough stole the idea from the guy in Newton Aycliffe. So, which is meant to be a load of bollocks anyway. But anyway, so then they're arguing, and it starts getting more serious and that. But the guy from our gym wasn't really like biting. He was just trying to have a bit of banter really. And the other lad started getting personal and saying that he's like BJJ grading wasn't like real, and saying that like just getting personal, saying nasty things. And they were having an argument, and it started to get back and forth, bickering, and started to get more like serious. And so we were like commenting on it and just like fucking tapping the piss a bit and that, and like matting it a bit worse, like just having a laugh, you know what I mean? And then it obviously started to get to the like point where like they were actually arguing and saying they were going to have a fight and that, and then fucking one of the guys there says to the lad at our gym, like, oh, phones him up and says, look, like, I'm sick of this fucking back and forth shit. I'm going to come to where you're working and I'm fucking going to knock you at work. So the lad from our gym then says, oh, well, fucking, you fucking saying you're going to bring trouble to my place of work. Like, I'm not having that, you know what I mean? I'm going to fucking stab you if you turn away. I'm going to stab you, like. So anyway, so then he then says, well, we could all do that. I know where you live, and I could come to your house and bring trouble there, but I'm not going to do that because you've got family there. I wouldn't do that, but that's what could happen. So fucking anyway, so then this is right, well, this is getting nowhere fast. Like, let's just fucking be sensible about this. We're going to have a fight. Let's just fucking meet up. So then the other guy says, I'll fight you on this. This is a bit I forgot to say earlier. I'll fight you on this show. And then it was like, well, actually, he can't fight you on that show because he's signed for an organisation. He's not going to fucking just lose his contract just for a stupid fight. So he's like, well, fuck that. Come and meet us in the gym. We'll have a fight in the gym behind closed doors. There'll be no one there. We'll just fight, get it fucking done, you know? Says, right, fucking Saturday, I'll be there. You fucking better turn up. I'm going to be there. I'll be there early. I'll be ready to fucking fight you, basically. So fucking... Anyway, so this said guy gets there and fucking the guy from our gym's been warming up like for like half an hour, getting loose, fucking gloves on, gum shield in, fucking shadow boxing, doing whatever. Then they fucking get in the cage and then fucking have like the most technical street fight ever. Like toe holds, like fucking kicks getting checked, like fucking everything, like people throwing elbows and that, and then like eventually like the pace starts getting like, obviously the guy from our gym's like regular competitor, like trains all the time, like he's still being active, fighting some fucking absolute killers, like still in the mix, you know. It really, and he's a fucking animal as well, like he's absolutely nails. Just I can't understand why anyone would want to go out of the way and try and randomly have a fight with that guy, who it is, because he's just tough as fuck anyway. You know you're never gonna have an easy fight with him. And another thing was, I forgot to say, was I think the reason why the guy wanted to actually have a fight with the lad was because a little while back he came to our gym and sparred, and I think he had a good spar against him. But obviously everyone knows in the gym a fucking spars like what, like mate, if half the people who I sparred with, you know, like I get bashed more than I fucking win rounds, but then it's not like that in a fight, you know. There's respect and shit like that, and then when you're fighting, it's a fight, you know, like. But so whatever, it's in the gym, so he says, yeah, I had the better of him in the gym session anyway, so that was his, I think, in his reasoning, like, oh, I can knock this guy. So anyway, so he's really went after him, like really like sought out to have this fight. So anyway, then the fight's happening, and the lad's like low kicking him so hard and that, and like drops him with a low kick, like hits him fucking like horrible shots, and then eventually like breaks his leg with a low kick, like breaks this bone here. I can't remember which fucking bone it is. Is that a femur, or is the femur the next one up?
No idea.
Fuck knows, but it's that bone there anyway. Well, it's tibia and fibula. I know one of the fucking two. I'm not a fucking, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure it's one of them. This long bone here, like on the side here, snaps that fucker, it breaks it, and then fucking just savagely fucking KOs him with like just this absolute bomb overhand right, like Dan Hendo fucking H-bomb, just like knocks him out cold. It's fucking like starched him for like 10 minutes. It's so bad. And it's mad because like I train with both guys as well, and like behind closed doors, like personally, like they're both actually sound, you know, like, so it's just the crazy fucking thing. Working a job and trying to be a fighter like I've done in the past now, like it's not ideal. I feel like it's just something you've got to kind of do to get the stages where you can kind of leave and focus on fighting. A lot of people, there's people who I know who've never had to do that. They've been lucky and they've had someone like a rich family who's helped them out or whatever and let them focus on it, whereas it wasn't that case. Like I remember I was fighting when I fought Fies Jacobs in South Africa. I was working night shifts in a supermarket, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, being absolutely exhausted, getting no sleep all weekend, and then driving from my Sunday night shift, in the morning, finishing the shift, driving from Newcastle to Seam to wrestle. Like, just being absolutely exhausted, being up all night to wrestle just to go home and then sleep all day, and just, it's mad. Like, it's like I've done numerous different jobs. Like I was working there. I was working at Nissan for a little while and just absolutely hated my life. Just like, it was pointless. It's like I left and just ended up with nothing for a while, because I was just like, I'd rather have just had nothing and been happy. And it was hard, like, obviously, like, and then I'm trying to think what else I've done. I was for a long time, actually, I was working at North East Autism Society. I was working with autistic children for a couple of years. That was a cool job. I enjoyed working there for a while. Like, I worked there for a long time. I was like, just used to take kids out on like day trips and stuff like that and do activities with them. That was a pretty sick job, actually. It was really rewarding. I enjoyed that, and just aside from that, then obviously signing to Bellator and won my first fight and got a decent paycheck, and I was just like, look, like, obviously, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I've got it in my head, a talent, and I believe I can be someone. And it's like the juice is worth the squeeze. Just take this bit of time to sacrifice now and be on the bones of my arse now, but make it further down the line for putting more time into it. And that's what I believe I will do. And every time I've had my mindset on something, I've done it. You know, I had almost 4 years away from MMA, and I came back, and within 3 years now, look what I've done. I've came back, beat people, fought in ACB, won there, fought in AFC, went out there, fought for a title, then signed to Bellator, beat a world champion, my first fight there against Cage Warriors champion Nathan Grayson, who in my opinion is an absolute nightmare matchup for anybody at 135. He's a killer. And then this fight now, which is James Gallagher, who's a Bellator superstar, you know what I mean? I feel like in my head the way the fight's going to go is the way, you know, I see myself beating him convincingly, and I see for my future massive fights down the line, big fights, and getting proper money and living the life I believe I should have from this. Like, I think, like, I've always thought this in my own head, even when I wasn't at this kind of level getting these fights. I always asked for these kinds of fights. I said from day one, I just want to fight the best people, and obviously when you're a nobody, you don't get these opportunities, and it's finally now that I'm getting to be a bit known that these opportunities are coming up. But that's all I've ever wanted. Like, there was never a time when I've ever not wanted a hard fight, you know. Like, I would always want to fight. If whoever had offered us at this weight, I'll fight them. And that's one thing that, like, I think people will, when they get to know me, see about me. Like, I'm as game as they come, and I'm always up for a scrap, and I feel like I'm an entertaining fighter to watch because I will take risks. Like, I'm never going to fight and play it safe. Like, that's not my style, and I think that's why people who are a fan of me have kind of stuck by us, because I fight and I bring a certain kind of style, and I bring a fast pace, and I like to have a tear up, but I feel like my jiu-jitsu's sick as well. I feel like I do feel like I'll blow me on trumpet. In the gym, like, I feel like I'm relaxed, whatever, but in a fight, I feel like when I need to, I can turn it on, and I feel like that's pulled it out the bag for us loads of times. You know, I fight sometimes and I'm a bit relaxed, whatever, and I feel like when I've had to use something, that's what's pulled us out. If you watch me fight with Nathan Grayson, like, that got off to a rough start there and ended up getting loads of shots, but there was no point in that fight there where I thought, like, I'm getting stopped. Like, in my head, like, I was having the day-to-day what I do, you know. Like, I just felt like that was, and there wasn't one moment in that fight, like, even still now, I remember more from that fight than any other fight I've had in my life. I remember more from that one fight, and I loved every single second of that fight. And you can watch that fight, and I loved it. Like, I love being in that memorable fights like that. Like, people watch that and think, like, he's tough as hell boots, you know. And that's what I feel. I feel like I've got so much heart that that's what's kind of appealing about watching my fights. And like, watching me fight with Biko, I was exhausted, but still in the 5th round, I'm still trying to fly and triangle him, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still game to try whatever, you know. I just, like, I love fighting, and I'm not scared to take risks, and I'm not scared to lose. I feel like that's going to be a massive beneficial factor in this fight. Like, I genuinely am not afraid to lose, so there's zero pressure on me. Like, I'm going to Dublin, everyone expects James to win there. He's the Irish superstar, and they all love him. How much pressure's he got on his shoulders? Imagine if that fight's not gone his way. If he can't put us away quick like he expects to, or he wants to, how much pressure's going to be on now, and I'm still there, and I'm still grinding, and I'm still putting a horrible pace on him. Like, I just cannot wait to get there and just have some fun. Like, that's what fighting is to me. I know it's a job and it's a profession, but at the end of the day, it's absolutely mental. Like, if you break it down to think about what you're about to do, it's absolutely crazy, and I love it. Like, that's one thing. Like, I feel you have to be a bit touched to be able to. So there's something got to be a bit wrong where you actually want to sign on the dotted line and have a full-on MMA fight. Like, an MMA fight, like, you can have whatever other kind of fights you want and say you're a fighter, but an MMA fight is a fighter, you know what I mean? That's as raw as you're gonna get, you know. And I love it. I feel like that's just my persona, and it's who I am. And I feel like even like without MMA, I don't know what I'd be like. I love it. And even when it's all said and done, I can't fight anymore. Like, I feel like I want to have a legacy so that lives on. So that's why I'll always just take a wild fight. If the offer is whoever, I'll take it, and hopefully be in an absolute war, so people, when I'm done, can remember them kind of fights. That's what I want. Like, when I was working with the Northeast Autism Society, right, I took one of the kids down there. I'm not saying any names, but I took one of the kids down there. I honestly thought I was going to lose my job, you know. It was so bad, and I loved my fucking job. It was class, right? And we come down here, and he loved the fucking sea, and he wanted to go out as far as we could in the pools. So I was like, oh, fuck it, why not? You know what I mean? So he fucking walks out, but obviously, like, they get like really like excited about things and stuff like that. So he was having the time of his life. So I was like, oh, I don't want to get injured. We're looking at this crab, and he's like, get the crab. So I was like trying to catch this crab for ages, right? And I turned around and I was like, oh my fucking god, the tide's come in. And we were like in a fucking rock pool over there, but this tide had come like right in, so I was like, fuck, I fucked it, I'm losing my job here, I've got to stuck in the sea. The lifeguards were like fucking running out of the beach and then I was like, shit. So I was like, right, we're gonna have to get in. He was like, what? I was like, we're gonna have to walk back through the sea to get out. So we had to fucking walk from like a rock pool out here somewhere. Lifeguards come out. We had to walk all the way through the water, like it was like fucking like this deep. We were soaking. I was like, I'm definitely losing my job here. Like, rang my manager and she was like cool as fuck about it. She was just like, oh, it happens, you know what I mean? I was just like terrified of the way back, just like, it would be me that went out and got some poor little child just stuck out at sea when the tides come in, you know. Shit like that happens to me all the time. I just turned around, just clear as day, just fucking miles of sea. I was just like devastated, panicking like
I think this like a nice little snatch one works nice when you're in a wide stash, right? So you do like one more. Hips it in, I'm going to watch it. Step, reel up, step, and I'm going to pop straight on you. You got it? Watch it pop. Step, step, and I'm going to pop. You got it? I'll let Ryan in there get what we're doing. Same again, if you do it in the movement, it's much easier. You stop still, you're not going to hit anything. You got it? So we'll see that little action now, right? So watch it. You're not going to roll back, right? Your shoulders are back. You're going to go step, step, nice grip, and watch. I want to bring my hips forward and explore. So I'm not doing this. My hips are coming forward, I'm kind of loading them on top of my hips. You got it? Have a little go. Yeah.
Sunderland means to me hard-working people. People that haven't really got a great deal of anything really. It's like working class place where people's just trying to get by. But I feel like the community's always like backing everything. Like the football team, we've got a great support there. Like and it's kind of like everyone's kind of the same. You know, everyone just wants to be something better here, and I just feel like it's a good community to have grew up in. You know. Can't wait. September 27th, you're getting your head took off.